deepen your breath. So bring in a little more air on each inhale. And exhaling a little deeper on each exhale. Maybe you have your hands placed on your belly to really feel your belly rise with each inhale. And fall with each exhale. Notice any tension you're holding within your muscles today. See if you can use your breath to slowly release that tension. Breathing through your nose as best you can. So we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the aspect of our nervous system responsible for rest and digest, but also the restoration and regeneration component. So take just a few more deep breaths here. I invite you to set an intention for your practice. Maybe it's as simple as focusing on your breath. Maybe it's gratitude. Whatever it is today, feel free to set an intention now. Taking 3 more really full breaths. On your next inhale, drawing both knees, drawing both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze, maybe taking a slight rock side to side. And drawing your right knee in close and extending your left leg long. Pressing your left leg on the mat, but keeping your toes active. Pulling your toes towards the ceiling. Drawing your right knee in a little tighter. Maybe it fits into the place under your armpit or closer to your chest. Just playing with the positioning to feel how it feels for your hip socket. As you continue your deep belly breaths, feeling your belly push into your thigh. And then keeping your knee in tight, placing your right heel towards the sky for a half happy baby. You can either grab onto the back edge of your right knee or reach up and grab the outer edge of your right foot. And you can begin to kind of plug your knee into that space under your armpit with whichever grip you have today. And keeping with those deep belly breaths. then slowly releasing your grip and extending your heel straight towards the sky, straightening out through your right leg. You can clasp your palms around the back of your right thigh. And then slowly walk your palms up as far as they'll go today, just gently warming up through your hamstring. Keeping that activation through your right heel as you draw your right toes towards the floor. Aiming to keep your shoulders grounded on the mat. Just using your biceps to kind of pull in your right leg. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. And keeping your leg face towards the sky, releasing your grip, and just for 1 quick second, pushing your heel towards the sky. And then with control, slowly lowering your right leg all the way down to the mat. Taking a deep inhale. And a big sigh, exhale. And drawing your left knee in towards your chest. Hugging your knee in. Again, remaining active through both feet. And finding that placement of your left knee that feels good for you. Let your belly push into your thighs, each inhale. And keeping your left knee hugged in tight, releasing your left heel towards the sky for the half happy baby once again. Either grabbing up behind the left knee or reaching up with your left palm and grabbing onto the outer edge of the left foot. Kind of aiming to have your shin perpendicular with the ground. And slowly beginning to straighten through the left leg, clasping your hands behind the left thigh. Then at your own pace, maybe walking your palms up the back of your leg, finding more length through your hamstring. Remaining active through your left toes, drawing your toes towards the ground. And with control, releasing your grip and extending your heel towards the sky for 1 deep breath. And then slowly lowering your left leg to the mat to meet your right. And drawing both knees in towards your chest. This time grabbing just behind your knees and taking a little rock back and forth along the length of your spine. Moving forward and backwards. Eventually you rock all the way up to a seated position. Crossing your feet and making your way over into a tabletop. From here, stacking your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Spreading your fingertips really wide. Maybe curling your toes under or leaving them flat, whatever feels comfortable for you. As you move through a few cat and cows with your breath. As you inhale, belly drops, chin lifts. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Chin comes to chest. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round. Taking a few more at your own pace. As you move through these, finding whatever additional movements feel good for you. Maybe that's more spirals through the spine. Maybe it's deep hip circles. Shift your hips towards the back of the room, towards the right, all the way forward. Maybe moving the position of your palms. Wherever you are, sticking with your breath, being mindful of your breath pattern. On your next inhale, coming back to center with a neutral spine. And extending through your right arm and your left leg. Really firing up your left foot as if you're standing on the wall behind you. And have a slight tuck of your chin to create more length through your spine. As you inhale, we're going to find more length. Exhale, knee and elbow draw together using your core. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. One more in. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Pausing here this time. Dropping your right palm to the mat and shifting your left hips open. As you shift your left hip open, you'll notice your left hand likes to rise a little. Just go with that all the way, opening up to the left side. Lifting your left leg a little bit higher. If you're having trouble balancing, you can shift your right shin into a 45-degree angle. That'll help with that. Now they're staying right here. Or reaching back, bending through the left knee and grabbing onto the outer edge of the left foot. Once you feel stable, kicking back a little bit, opening up through your chest. With control, lowering all the way back to your mat, really slowly. Taking one round of cat and cow. Inhale, lower your belly. Exhale, round through the spine. Coming back to neutral, and this time extending through the left arm and right leg. As if you're standing on the wall behind you again, active through the right toes. As you inhale, find more length. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. One more. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Pausing here. Dropping your left palm and opening up the right hip. Again, shifting the left shin to a 45-degree angle. Then opening up through the right arm. Lifting your right leg just a little higher. You guys. You guys look great. And Kevin, I can only see you on Zoom. And if you did on the other side, bending through the right knee and reaching back, grabbing your foot. Opening up. Getting the opening through your right side body, through your chest. Taking a deep inhale, finding your fullest expression here. And then slowly lowering all four limbs back to the mat. Curling your toes under and shifting into your downward dog, lifting your hips towards the sky. Walking out your dog here. Bending one knee, straightening the other, taking some deep knee bends. Wherever you are, really be conscious of your palms on the mat. Spreading your fingertips really wide and grounding down through all the knuckles in your hands. I want to kind of create an L shape with your fingers at the top of the mat. Then finding stillness here, bending through your knees and shifting your hips higher towards the sky. Then slowly allowing your heels to sink towards the ground as far as they'll go. No pressure how far they go. As you inhale, looking between your hands. Exhale, slowly walk your feet to meet your hands at the top of your mat. Finding an inhale, half lift, hands come to shins, long spine. Exhale, folding forward. Keeping a slight bend in the knees, reaching tall all the way to standing. Exhale, palm comes to heart center. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, sigh. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, planting your hands, stepping back into high plank. Shoulders stacked over your wrists, high on the balls of your feet. Pausing here, just taking a few breaths, feeling your core engage. And then slowly lowering your knees to the mat and lowering all the way down. Bring your palms off the mat and kind of tenting through your fingertips. Bring your elbows towards the sky and really grounding the tops of your feet into the mat. As you inhale, rise up almost to your belly button. Exhale, we're going to drop our right shoulder to the mat. Right cheek comes towards the mat. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, left shoulder comes to the mat. Left cheek turns to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. One more round each side, moving with your own breath. Coming back to center. And right. Center. Over to the left. All the way back to center, this time coming a little bit higher, reaching a little taller. And lowering all the way to the mat. Bringing your palms underneath your shoulders, shifting through your tabletop and back into your downward dog. This time looking between your hands, step towards the top of your mat. Finding an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, reaching tall. Exhale, sitting your hips back into a chair pose. So either having your knees hip-width distance apart or drawing your toes together and your heels slightly apart. Whatever feels better for your anatomy. Then opening up through your chest. Coming just an inch deeper. And then folding forward. And the inhale, half lift. Exhale, planting your hands, stepping back into high plank. First, we're going to move through a modified flow, but if you have a full flow in your practice, go ahead. Lowering your knees to the mat, lowering all the way down. Keeping the tops of your feet planted, peeling your chest out for cobra. Exhale through your tabletop into downward dog. So know that that modified flow is always there for you. Now move through a full flow. Inhale forward to high plank. And then lowering down through chaturanga, keeping your body no lower than your elbows. And then you inhale, pushing up into up dog, switching to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward dog. Now within that flow, if you feel that your low back is sinking when you lower down through chaturanga, then just modify by dropping your knees. We're going to move through one more flow, moving forward into high plank. Lowering down however you choose to today. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look in between your hands. Exhale, step towards the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, reaching tall overhead. Exhale, sinking your hips back into your chair pose. Can we just an inch deeper? Opening up through your chest a little wider. Great. And then folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Planting your hands, stepping back into downward dog. Lifting your right leg high, finding lots of length, pushing through your palms to find more length through the right leg. Then drawing your right knee in towards your chest and planting your right foot between your hands. We're going to stay high on the ball of your left foot for your high lunge. Coming into this, you want to have your back and your left knee really lifted towards the ceiling, really active through that leg. And your left heel should come almost over your toes. Yeah. Lift your knee a little higher. Great. Then bring your palms towards the sky. And relaxing through your shoulders. So creating more space between your ears and your shoulders. Coming just an inch deeper. Then framing your front foot, stepping back into your high plank. And lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale through up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg high this time, really grabbing into the palms, lifting back. And drawing your left knee in towards your chest. And planting your left foot between your hands. In high lunge on this side, taking the same modifications, lifting the back of your right knee towards the ceiling. Shifting your toes, or your heel over your toes, and lifting palms towards the sky. Coming just an inch deeper, making sure your left knee hasn't snuck forward over your ankle. Slowly framing your front foot. And this time just stepping your right foot in to meet your left. Taking an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, palms meet the heart center. Deep inhale. Exhale, sigh. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, planting your hands, stepping back into your high plank. Moving through a flow at your own pace, lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. And lifting your right leg high. And planting your right foot between your hands once again. But shifting your left foot to a 45-degree angle for warrior one. Making sure the back edge of your left foot is planted firmly on the mat. And having your hips, your feet, like you're standing on railroad tracks rather than a tightrope. So we can get more opening through our hips. Yeah, you guys would all probably widen your stance a little bit. Yeah, bring your left foot over further. Yeah. And so your hips will square towards the front of the mat. You can bring your left palm facing the front of the room. Kind of energetically pull your left hip forward. Then when you feel like you're stacked towards the front of the room, you can lift both palms towards the sky. And here we'll take a little heart opening, cactusing through your arms, bending through your elbows. And lifting your gaze maybe towards the sky. Breathing deep into the heart space. And shifting your palms behind your back, interlacing your fingers, and then folding forward to the space just inside your right thigh. And if you feel your right hip is kind of swung outward from here, then just tucking everything back into midline. Allowing your head to hang heavy. And using your core, coming all the way back to standing. Lifting your palms towards the sky one more time. And framing your front foot and stepping back into your high plank. Moving through a flow once again, lowering down. Inhale through up dog. Exhale downward dog. Lifting your left leg high. And planting your left foot between your hands. Shifting your right foot to a 45-degree angle for warrior one. Again, having that wider stance. So you can shift your right hip towards the front of the room. Extending your right palm towards the front, left palm towards the sky. And you feel squared towards the front of the room, you can lift both palms. Opening up through your chest, cactusing through your arms. And interlacing your hands behind your back. So this time trying to take the opposite interlace you usually do. You can figure it out. It's just like, which way do I usually do? And then drawing your chest towards the ground. Again, being mindful of whether your left hip is kind of swung outward. Coming back to center. Releasing tension through your neck. And slowly coming back to standing. Reaching your palms towards the sky. Framing your front foot. And stepping back into your high plank. Lowering down in order to keep your elbows really tight in towards your body. Inhale up dog. Exhale downward dog. This time dropping your knees wide to a wide-legged child's pose. Sinking your hips back, planting your palms on the mat. You can keep this as a passive little break, keeping with your breath. You can make it a little bit more active. You would choose to make it a more active child's pose. You can really ground down through your palms, spreading your fingertips wide. And then pushing into your palms so that your elbows lift. And pushing into your palms more so that you feel your hips go towards the back of the room. Keeping with your breath, releasing any tension you're holding through your neck. Feeling your belly fall between the space between your thighs. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. And slowly making your way back into your downward dog. As we meet in our downward dog, lifting your right leg toward the sky and planting your right foot between your hands. Bringing your fingertips just a little bit in front of your right foot. So we're going to launch up into our warrior 3. Just the kick. So extending your left foot towards the sky and then lifting your upper body. Now you can take 2 options with your hands, either more of an airplane pose with your palms behind your, or facing towards the ground, or lifting your palms towards the front of the room. Wherever you are, you want to remain strong through the left leg and active through the left toes. Having a slight internal rotation of your left foot will give more work to your inner thigh. Picking a gazing point just a few feet in front of you and taking a slight bend in your right knee. 1 more deep breath here. Then keeping your left leg lifted, lowering your palms to the mat for standing splits. So lifting your left leg just a little bit higher and walking your palms towards your right foot. Then slowly lowering your right foot to meet your left. And this time, wrapping your right leg around your left, planting your right foot on the outer edge of your left. So you've got this kind of cross legs. Your left knee should be bent. You should feel the stretch through your right kind of hip and IT bend. And then walking your palms towards your left side of your mat and intensify the stretch a little bit. Slowly coming back to center and unraveling your legs. You take an inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Micro bend through the knees, come all the way to standing, reaching tall. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, swan dive forward. This time, picking up your right foot and extending towards the sky. I'm beginning to lift your chest up into warrior 3. Either choosing those airplane palms or reaching towards the front of the room. Again, having that internal rotation of your right leg, wherever you are. Bringing almost an up dog motion to your chest. Remain lifted and using the muscles in your low back. Taking 2 breaths here in your fullest expression. And then lowering your palms to the mat, lifting your right leg a little higher. And if you'd like to take a little bit of a balancing challenge, you can grab onto your left foot or your left ankle. Nice. You guys are pros. And dropping your right foot to meet your left. And wrapping your left foot around your right this time. Taking the bend through your right knee. And walking your palms towards the right side. Feeling a stretch through your left hip, a nice deep bend. Slowly releasing the grip. And walking your feet to mat width distance apart. And pointing to your toes towards like 10 and 2 o'clock. And dropping your hips into our yogi squat or Malasana. Bring your palms to heart center. You can bring your elbows to the inside of your knees. Kind of open up, use a little leverage. But if you find your shoulders kind of hunching here, really trying to draw your heart towards your palms. And if that means letting go and lifting a little higher, you want to keep that integrity through your spine. Two more breaths here. And slowly releasing, extending through the legs and maybe just wiggling your hips out a little. And planting your palms, sending back into a high plank. Moving through a flow at your own pace, lowering down. Inhale through up dog or cobra. Exhale down. Lifting your right leg high. And planting your right foot between your hands. Dropping your left knee to the mat. Bringing both hands to the inside of your right knee. So we're going to walk our right foot out so it's like right at the edge of our mat. And then you can point your toes a little bit outward towards about 2 o'clock. And either stay right here or you can lower down to your elbows. If that's your practice, or just take a slight bend through your elbows. You want to make sure your right knee is still stacked over your right ankle, protecting that joint. And either staying right here, or if you want to move a little further in pose, you can bring your left hand to the mat and bring your right palm to the inside of your right knee. Kind of spiral open through your right shoulder. If you want to move one step further, you can bend through the left knee, making sure you're not resting on your left kneecap. And then reach back and grab the outer edge of your left foot. Making sure if you're moving into this further pose, you're creating more opening through your shoulders. If it's kind of crunching you up into a little pretzel, then you want to take it back a step. Okay, one more deep breath wherever you are. And slowly releasing your grip, coming back to the front of your mat. Walking your right foot in and line with your right hip. Then shifting your hips back so they're stacked over your left knee. And for half splits, hooking your right toes towards your face, lengthening through your hamstrings. If you have full splits in your practice, feel free to do so if you'd like. Maybe it's too early. Taking just a gentle bend back into the right knee, and then bringing your right knee to meet your left knee. And keeping your hips stacked over your knees, we're going to walk our palms out into puppy dog pose or melting heart pose. So walking your palms out as far as they'll go, and then just letting your heart sink towards the mat. And you can either rest your chin or your forehead on the mat. Just letting gravity do the work here. Slowly walking your palms in just a little bit towards tabletop. Curling your toes under and walking into your dog one last time. Lifting your left leg high. And planting your left foot between your hands. Shifting your right knee towards the mat for your low lunge here. And again, bringing your palms to the inside of your left foot and walking your left foot to the outer edge of your mat. Shifting your toes towards about 10 o'clock. And then either working down your elbows or whatever you did on the other side. Maybe noticing a difference in the flexibility between your hips. And either staying here, or if you tried on the other side, walking your right palm to the center of your mat, shifting your left palm to the inside of your left knee, and opening up through your left shoulder. Either staying here or bending through the right knee, making sure you're not resting on your kneecap. Reaching back to grab the outer edge of your right foot. Slowly lowering everything back to center. Shifting your left foot in line with your left hip and shifting your hips back into your half splits on the left. And working your left toes towards your face, finding more length through the hamstring. And feeling that energetic pull where you can kind of traction your left heel on the mat. So you shift your left hip backwards. Taking a gentle bend back into your left knee. Bringing your left knee to meet your right. This time we're going to curl our toes under. So we're going to curl our toes under and reach back and almost like spread all your little toes really wide. And we're going to sit on our hip or sit back on your heels. Make sure your heels are together and not splayed apart. And just find a place where this feels uncomfortable. It's really, it does. But either leaning way back, maybe if you've got a lot of foot flexibility, or if it's too intense and leaning forward. But just finding a place where you can sit with that discomfort. And taking a few deep breaths. Seeing if you can use your breath to just dissipate whatever tension you're feeling. Two more deep breaths here. And slowly releasing, leaning forward, curling your toes under and just tapping them out. Then shifting your hips to one side and making your way down onto your back. And bringing your feet to the mat. Reaching your feet, or reaching your palms down so you can just brush your heels. Bringing your heels in that close. Making sure your feet are hip-width distance apart. And then grounding your palms down into the mat. Slowly lift your hips off the mat. Lifting your hips as high as you can, with keeping the engagement between your thighs. And either staying here or walking your shoulders underneath your body and maybe interlacing your palms. As you push your shoulders into the mat, finding more opening through your chest, through your hips. Find one more breath in your fullest expression. And releasing and interlacing your fingers and slowly lowering down just one vertebrae at a time. Just windshield wiper your knees back and forth. coming back to center and extending your legs long for your final shavasana. If you feel you have any last pose, maybe a happy baby or anything that you feel you need to close your practice, then feel free to do so. Taking the next few minutes to just completely melt into your mat. Taking up lots of space, really spreading out. Letting your palms rest either open towards the sky or resting on the ground. Doing just a gentle body scan. Noticing any places you're holding tension. Noticing the place between your eyebrows, your jaw, moving your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Releasing any control or conscious effort in your breath, just letting it return back to its normal rate and rhythm. If you find your mind wandering here, just bringing it back to gratitude you have for your body, for your mind, or making it here to spend this hour just for yourself, for your own health and benefit. Slowly bringing awareness back into your fingers and toes, wiggling them, fingers and toes. And making your way onto your right side, into a little fetal position, using your right arm as a pillow. Just noticing the comfort, security, and safety you feel in this pose. Using your left palm to push up into a seated position. Just comfortably seated, your palms at heart center. Closing the eyes, just feeling a closing to the practice today. I thank each of you for joining in person and on Zoom, for coming here today and sharing your energy and light with each of us in this room. Have a wonderful rest of your day.